Hey guys, it is Wellness Worth Wednesday. Wellness Worth Wednesday. Our topic today is staying healthy and happy in your new season. Staying healthy and happy in your new season. So, greetings to everyone. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Grab your cup of cocoa, coffee, tea, or whatever you're sipping. Get cozy here. We start the morning and share positive vibes always. So let's reset, recharge, reconnect right here on a cup of cocoa and chat. So our weekly theme starting with Monday. Next chapter living, redefining yourself beyond the old routine. Next chapter living, redefining yourself beyond the old routine. So, we started out on Monday. Monday was Mindful Milestones Monday. And I recorded and uploaded the podcast. The topic for Monday was From Career to Calling, My Journey into Content Creation and Authorship. Tuesday, Transformation Truths Tuesday. And today is Wellness and Worth Wednesday. So our focus all this week has been life after one chapter ends, whether it's retirement, career change, or personal reinvention, and how to embrace new opportunities, passions, and pace. Our segment focus today is staying healthy and happy in your new season, because wellness isn't just physical, it's mental, emotional, and spiritual too. I am Princess, the host of Cup of Cocoa and Chat. And this is where we sip, share, and start the day with intention, encouragement, and a little something more for the soul. I am live every Wednesday and Friday from 6 a.m. to about 7 or 8 a.m. Eastern Time, bringing you real talk, inspiration, community love, and all the cozy vibes, morning vibes. Want more? You can catch new episode of Cup of Cocoa and Chat, the podcast, every Monday on Spotify and YouTube. And for midweek boost, I share extra doses of motivation, inspiration, and information on Tuesdays and Thursdays across all my platforms. So stay connected, stay encouraged, and let's grow together. So I multi-stream on Wednesdays and Friday mornings on favorited Facebook and YouTube. I did not stream on yesterday morning, which was actually Wednesday, but I'm recording the Wednesday segment and uploading it on YouTube. So every segment I try to give a motivation stack. So today's motivation stack is basically just tips, tidbits, advice, information that I share. So today we have 4. Wellness isn't just health, it's happiness. A smile is free medicine. We all need a daily dose. Love is the anchor that keeps us grounded in every season. And lastly, your joy is your power. Protect it, nurture it, share it. Okay? So Wednesday Cocoa Chat question. When you think about your emotional or spiritual health, What practices keep you grounded? When you think about your emotional or spiritual health, what practices keep you grounded? So when I think about what keeps me, the practices that keep me grounded when it comes to my emotional and spiritual health, a few things come to mind. First is prayer. That's my anchor when life feels shaky. Secondly, I journal because writing my thoughts down helps me release stress and see my blessings clearly. And honestly, connecting with my all of my socials, the engagement, the comments, the lives, that connection with the spaces that I'm in is a part of my wellness as well. Community helps me, it reminds me that I'm walking through life. I am not walking through life alone. Those practices, prayer, journaling, and community fill me back up when I'm running low. So my cup gets replenished when I'm running low, when I practice my grounding, when I practice what keeps me grounded, which is the prayer, journaling, and community. So our Wednesday's root check. Normally I check in with all my viewers just to see how everybody's doing, how they're coming into the room, if I'm live, if they're reflective, if they're feeling my topic, if they want to engage. You know, I kind of get a sense of everyone in the room when I do a root check. Along with my root check, I do a mini affirmation. So my mini affirmation today is: my wellness is worth it and my joy is non-negotiable. My wellness is worth it and my joy is non-negotiable. So let's get into the meat of our topic, which is staying healthy and happy in your new season. Okay. So yesterday was Wednesday, but prior to Wednesday was Tuesday. And Tuesday, I shared 3 truths that make your next chapter your best chapter, right? Which was: clarity grows with movement, routine is a runaway, not a prison, and 3 was community compounds courage. Community compounds.
Thank you, baby.
Community compounds courage. So let me repeat that because my battery was going low. Clarity grows with movement. Routine is a runaway, not a prison. Community compounds courage. And that is the 3 truths that I shared on Transformation Truths Tuesday. Okay? So today I want to share how I stay well with the practices that help me keep my mind, body, and spirits all intact. So I use those tools. Now, those tools help me immensely. They help me because clarity grows my movement. Like with my prayer and my journaling keeps my mind fresh and clear so that I can see what my next step is going to be, right? And keeping myself on a routine keeps my focus straight ahead. And community compounds my courage, because when I come live, it gives me the courage and that oomph to keep going, to keep going, to keep going, to keep sharing, to keep bringing the information, the inspiration, and the motivation that I bring daily, whether it's through my podcast, through my posting, or through my lives on Wednesdays and Fridays. Now, our goal today is simple but powerful, right? To remind ourselves that true wellness isn't just about how our bodies feel, but also about how our minds think, how our hearts heal, and our spirits stay lifted. By the end of our time together, I want you to see that taking care of yourself in this new season means nurturing your whole being, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, and finding joy in the routines, your creativity, and community that keep you thriving. Now, our talking points today: wellness isn't one-dimensional. Wellness isn't one-dimensional. 2, emotional and spiritual wellness. We're going to dive a little bit into that. 3, creative outlets for wellness. I'm going to give you a few creative outlets. If you don't already have any, I'm going to go over a few, just a few. And community and belonging. Community is everything to me. All right, so wellness isn't one-dimensional. Physical health is important, but it's only one piece of the puzzle. We sometimes think wellness is just about diet and exercise, but true wellness is layered. It's physical, it's mental, it's emotional, and it's spiritual. For me, since retiring, I had to really rethink my routines, because my routines look different after retirement, right? I started eating healthier, because what we put into our bodies shapes how we feel. I make time for morning walks, and when I cannot walk, I use my stairs and my little cycle that I put under my desk to stay active. I also had to prioritize my sleep, because my pattern was so off after retirement. And I retired in 2017, and I'm just getting a sleep pattern that makes sense for my daily routines, my body, and my soul, because insomnia is no joke, right? Beyond the physical, I've committed to therapy, right? And I'm not ashamed to say I am in therapy. Without therapy, I don't know what I would be doing. Therapy has been a savior for me. I pray every day, but I also needed therapy, right? Because the therapy has strengthened my mental and my emotional health. Prayer keeps me grounded spiritually, but therapy has strengthened my mental and my emotional health. All of these things work together to help me feel whole and steady in the next chapter of my life. And that's the reminder I want to leave with you. Wellness isn't one-dimensional. When you step into your new season, especially after a big life change like retirement, or if your career shifts, or you want to reinvent yourself, it's important to care for all the parts of yourself. That could mean finding a creative outlet like journaling, joining a walking group, or a book club for community, practicing gratitude each morning, or even taking time for quiet meditation or prayer. Because true wellness isn't just about living longer, it's about living fuller, happier, and healthier in every way. Okay? So, I have 3 next chapter wellness tips. The first one, move your body every day. Move your body every day, whether it's a walk, climbing your stairs, cycling, stretching, or dancing in your living room. Movement keeps your energy flowing. Movement keeps your energy flowing. Protect your sleep. Create a bedtime routine, as I had to do. It didn't work at first. I kept working on it. Excuse me. I kept working on it until I came up with a routine that works. Now, every night between 10 and 11, I'm getting sleepy. Right? Before, I could stay up and binge watch on Netflix or watch it on demand, watching documentaries, because I love documentaries. And I would stay up. And I would be going to bed when everybody else is getting ready to get up and go to work. I was going to bed. And that was for years. And now I'm at that time frame between 10 and 11. I feel myself getting sleepy. I put the phones down. I don't pull out my computer. I don't look at my iPad. I don't even watch TV. Whatever I don't watch between the time I wake up in the morning and 10 o'clock. Now, I may watch the news every now and again just to see what the weather's going to be sometimes, but not all the time. Because between 10 and 11, I'm getting sleepy. And I know it's time to lay down. And now when I lay down and close my eyes, my mind isn't going 100 miles an hour. So protecting your sleep is very vital. Quality rest is to reset your body and mind needs, right? So not only creating a bedtime routine, but cut down on the late night screens, your phone, iPad, and all of those things. Cut it out. Try calming teas. They also help. I don't drink the teas, but my bedtime routine is working for me after all these years. I retired in 2017. So 2025 is when, and halfway through the year is where my bedtime routines are now working for me. The last next chapter wellness tip is feed your health. Small shifts like adding more fruit, veggies, and water to your meals to make a big difference over time. Fruits, veggies, and water. All right, so let's go right into emotional and spiritual wellness. So body health matters, but wellness is bigger than our steps and our salads. Let's shift into the part that sustains us when life gets loud. Our emotional and spiritual wellness. So I said before, physical health is just one piece of the puzzle. Another piece is our emotions and spirit. And those often carry just as much weight, if not more. Because if we don't take care of those parts of ourselves, even the strongest body can feel weak. For me, therapy has truly been a game changer for my emotional health. It's helped me navigate this next chapter with clarity, make more informed decisions, and most importantly, it's given me the confidence to live life on my own terms and choose what I truly feel makes me happy. I mentioned journaling. Journaling has also been a tool for me. It helps me release the stress, process what I'm feeling instead of holding it in, right? So journaling also helped with my sleep pattern because all of those things that I was thinking about when I laid down to go to sleep, I now journal and I put those thoughts on paper. Right? I put those thoughts on paper. And here's my journal. Something very simple. Right? Something very simple. Right? So all those thoughts go on paper and they're not running through my mind at night. So it helps me process what I'm feeling instead of holding it in. And then the prayer is my spiritual anchor, as I said. When life feels overwhelming, that's what centers me and brings me back to peace. Now, if you could add one new habit this week just for you, for your emotional and spiritual wellness, what would that be? Think about that. Hold that close and try to start using that habit to help you out. If you already have habits that you use to help you with your emotional and spiritual wellness, great. But if you do not, find at least one to start with this week going into the following week and just see how that helps you, how that prepares you, how that makes you more grounded, how that makes you more steady. Okay? Now, creative outlets for your wellness. We talked about how important it is to care for our physical health, our emotions, and our spirit when it comes to staying healthy and happy in our next season. But another way we can keep ourselves balanced is by letting joy flow through creativity. Now you say everybody isn't creative. Yes. Everyone is creative in their own way. You just have to find your creativity. You have to find your creativity. Whether it's writing, cooking, gardening, or even just trying something new. Creative outlets feed our happiness and keep stress from taking over. They got book clubs out here. That's more for your community. We'll talk about that later. That just came to mind. I was looking at a book and that came to mind. So for me, writing my mother's memoir, going live with you all, or reviewing products on TikTok has become more than just activities for me, right? They've all they are ways I feed my mental wellness and express creativity in my next chapter. Because in 2015, 2016, and 2017, I would never have gotten in front of a camera to talk to other people. I'm shy by nature. I can talk in a meeting, in front of my colleagues when I was working, but I've always had intimidation when it came to, it was always that, right? But something changed in 2025 for me. I don't know. Something changed, right? Something definitely changed. It's my newfound creativity doesn't just pass the time. It reduces stress, it builds joy, and it gives me something meaningful to look forward to in every day. Even the simple routines like learning new tools or creating content give me a sense of accomplishment and self-gratification, right? You would think I went shopping and bought me a brand new pair of shoes. So, what's one creative outlet, big or small, that brings you joy and helps you reset when life gets heavy? There's something else to think about and reflect over. What's one one creative outlet, big or small, that brings you joy and helps you reset when life gets heavy? Now, here's some creative outlets, ideas for your wellness. Just a few. You know, you may have your own, and this may give you an idea. You don't have to use these, but just think about that one creative outlet that could help your wellness. So journaling, I live by it. Cooking or baking, gardening, music and dance, photography, I thought I paused the video and I stopped it. So I was going over creative outlet ideas for wellness. Journaling, cooking or baking, gardening, music and dance, photography, DIY and crafts, storytelling or recording memories, volunteering, are just a few of the so many creative outlets that you can immerse yourself into. You may already have your own. You may have already been thinking about something, but start now. Start now. Now, let's get into community and belonging. So creativity fills our cups. Creativity fills our cup, but community keeps it full. Think about that. Creativity fills our cups, but community keeps it full. The joy we create when in our own space gets stronger when we share. So in this new chapter, we're not meant to thrive alone. Let's talk about the kind of community that supports our wellness, celebrates our wins, and reminds us that we belong. So let me ask you, who's in your wellness circle? Who checks on you? Who prays for you? Or just walks alongside of you? Tag them in your hearts. Keep it close. You don't have to share. But community isn't about numbers. It's about connections. For me, the power of community shows up right here when I'm doing these videos, when I'm doing lives, when I'm sharing across all my platforms, my inspiration, motivation, and ideas, when I'm doing my podcasts, that's the right here I'm talking about, right? My Facebook group, the conversations I continue throughout the day. I can't emphasize enough how belonging is a part of staying healthy. And you may not believe it. There's research on it. Community and belonging is a part of health. You cannot live in this world alone. You cannot. A lot of us try. I've been there. I've been in depression. I've been in that dark place. I get anxiety. I have social anxiety. But community and belonging has helped me, has brought me out of my shell. And I'm 61 years old. So if I can do it, you can do it as well. So my niece recently suggested that we start a Bible study at her son's house. And at first sight, I was like, I hadn't thought of that, right? They do Bible studies all the time. But a family Bible study, I hadn't thought about that. That would be enriching. That would be connection for the family. Because although I've tried to keep my family dynamic together after my mother passed, because that was one of the things that she feared, that once she was gone, that we would no longer be close, our family. And we are distant. We are distant. We are distant. So that was one of the things that she feared. But I didn't think about the Bible study. I think that would be great connection. And that's a part of community. And I hadn't thought about it like that before. But after setting up this segment, I was like, yeah, maybe that's a good idea. Maybe that's a good idea. So if we could just gather a few people to start, I know it could blossom, whether it's in person or Zoom. So it works for different schedules, right? So that's just one example of something that you can start as community and belonging. with your family. I don't know. Maybe that would be something that you would consider it. I don't know. But that's what building community looks like. Finding small, consistent ways to grow together. And earlier I said something about a book club. Like they have book clubs online. They have book clubs at the library. You can start a family book club. You could do a girlfriend circle book club, a couples book club. You know, there's so many different things that come to mind when I think about community, because it doesn't have to be anything large. It could be small, as long as it's consistent. I think it could work. And it helps with your mental health because it gives you that sense of belonging. I want to leave you with a few reminders. From personal joy to shared joy, let's step into community. Your gift is for you, but it also blesses others. So let's talk belonging. Creativity fuels you. Community sustains you. And that's how we build and grow. So family, that's what keeps us thriving in this new chapter, knowing we don't have to walk through it alone. So we're going right into our faith and cocoa moment. Staying healthy means caring for body, mind, emotions, and spirit. So when we can move in our next chapters and be successful, in our next chapters, is a blessing, right? Which brings me to a scripture I want to share, which is 1 Corinthians 6:19 through 20. Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have received from God? You're not your own. You were bought at a price. Therefore, honor God with your bodies. Do you not know what your bodies? Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own. You were bought at a price. Therefore, honor God with your bodies. And this reminds us that caring for our body, mind, emotions, and spirit isn't just self-care, it's soul care. So when we nurture ourselves, we honor the gift God has placed within us. Something to reflect on. Staying healthy means caring for my body, mind, emotions, spirit. And in this new season, I honor God's gift within me. I embrace my next chapter with joy, and I am whole, balanced, and thriving. Staying healthy means caring for my body, mind, emotions, and spirit. In this next season, I honor God's gift within me. I embrace my next chapter with joy, and I am whole, balanced, and thriving. And so that's a wrap for this Wellness and Worth Wednesday. But before we go, I want to leave you with this thought. Wellness is a big part of thriving in this season, but there's another side to it. Adjusting when life looks completely different. And tomorrow, which is actually Thursday, which is today actually, I am sharing some mindset shifts on my socials that made the biggest difference for me when everything in my daily life changed. So if you enjoyed today's conversation, don't forget to like, share, and invite someone to join us here on Cup of Cocoa and Chat. I'll be back Friday, same time, same place. That's 6 a.m. Eastern on Favorite It and 6:30 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube. Okay? I want you to take care of yourself. Be bold. And as always, peace, blessings. I love you and I mean it. Bye for now.